Hello everyone, welcome to Recorded Games, BoIt MegaRandom Tournament. This is a championship bracket. I'm starting a little later than I wanted on a Saturday night, so I'm going to get right into it. This is the ongoing tournament for BoIt and his MegaRandom. We're in the championship bracket, the quarterfinals between Ulysses and Yoshii. These were actually played like maybe a week and a half ago. The reason I'm doing these is because I don't know the results yet, so figured I should do them because the semifinals are well underway and these are the quarterfinals. So we'll get into these and talk about the players as we go forward here. Mega Random. Never quite know what the map is going to get us. Yoshii is red and Odin versus Ulysses is blue and Hades, and we've got a cool looking map with water. I feel like Mega Random really excels. He's having a hard time building this granary because these elk are in the way. I feel like Mega Random really excels when it has the land water maps. So that's pretty cool. Ulysses has a bit of a goofy build order to start off with. All these on food, when he's going to want to get wood pretty quick here. But yeah, so been a busy day for me, and I got a few busy days coming up. So thought I'd try to quick do this recorded game stream. Sit down and relax on a slow Saturday night. Have some fun. So Ulysses is from Chile. And he's been one of the best Age Mythology players now for the last year or so. He's kind of come into his own, where maybe 3 years ago he was just kind of a solid player, but nothing super special. And he's kind of elevated his gameplay. And over the last few months, half year, he's won quite a few of the smaller tournaments, and now in the BoIt's Mega Random tournament with a $1,000 prize pool, looking at kind of winning his first kind of like main event. He's a real solid player, plays a lot of Uranos, also plays Greek, and maybe plays some Norse too, pretty decently. He's overall a pretty solid player. His opponent, Yoshii, from I think Sweden, is a player who's been around for a while. Normally doesn't play in tournaments. I think he's only played like in just a couple tournaments, 1v1 tournaments. So it's kind of nice to see him sign up for this, see what he can do. He's a really good player. Really probably just maybe just like a half step behind Ulysses. So like certainly he could win this. Problem is he's not played a lot of tournaments, so it's kind of hard to get a good grip on how he'll perform. So far he's looked really good in this tournament. Um, did get I'm trying to go back in time, and this is hard for me. I think he got first in his group and won, and then he in the yeah, he did. And then in his first series, he won that 3-2 against Grand Monster, which I believe I cast. Should be up. Um, Spoilers, I guess. And now this is not the finals. This is just the quarterfinals. In real time, the tournament is up through the semifinals. I think maybe one of the semifinals is even played by now, but I don't know who won this match, so that's why I'm streaming this match here. I'm doing some recorded games, where maybe a lot of people maybe already know what happened in this match, but that's okay. Just be quiet. Um, but yeah, good evening, Nimonu and Chabo. I am in the house. Uh-oh. A little wolf on villager action here, which is annoying for Ulysses, who's coming forward to be aggressive on this dot, or this little water pond. So this is a really cool map. Mega Random shines in the hybrid maps. And this is a hybrid land water map. And like really these ponds are pretty crappy. They have some fish, 3 per pond. So they're not super efficient, and like I'm kind of surprised to see Ulysses trying to push this with a forward dock because almost it's these Ulsarks are coming probably to clean it up. Well, they gotta wait till they age up a little bit here. But like even if you push Yoshi off of this fish, I don't even know if it's really worth the resources to even put into it. Am I still in the tourney? I actually am. Um, I was not in the championship bracket as we have Yoshi building a forward dock. I did not make it in the top two of the group stage, so I was in the bottom two, which then as we have a forest fire here. So I went down in kind of the redemption bracket, and I've done pretty well in it. I'm still in it. And if you want, my last match was in... I streamed it. It should be on my YouTube channel. Uh-oh. Ooh, building block. Oh, very nicely done. With the building will just get whacked, and then the Minotaur, well, he could have got at that. Oh, he did. This is really good micro by Yoshi here to get this dock up, which just to be a little bit annoying. My next opponent was a JokerDem in the redemption bracket. But yeah, see, is it really worth it building these docks like this? Maybe for the Greek, because these boats can kind of easily outrange the docks, but I'm not even sure. What do we got? 18 range. Actually, they don't outrange the docks. So yeah, like this is just resources. I don't know. I don't think it's really worth it. No, I don't play him tomorrow. I have not scheduled a match. He's certainly currently not responding. We got 3 longboats here, but the dock is going to go down, which kind of makes you question, again, the value of these 3 longboats, because now they can probably just... He should not have built this extra boat here. No more boats. Don't make more boats. Just garrison your fish and kill the boats. And then you'll be fine. And we have some forward pressure here. What do we have from Yoshi, who has some resources in the bank, but doesn't really have any army yet? And with these hoplites and Minotaur coming forward, now this does kind of show the value of this little push here, where this dock goes down, that's -3 fishing ships, and the boats, the triremes can get in on these units here. We do have a restoration still for Ulysses. So I think Ulysses will now control this pond. Just gotta watch out for almost turn and fight here. The trireme can target the Herseer, and then the Minotaur can live forever. Wow, we got a lot of Herseer for the Odin. I don't know if this dock's gonna stay up, but I mean, still we've got like a lot of triremes here to control this pond. Yoshi is badly housed at 65. Has pickaxe. No eco upgrades for Ulysses. The Valkyrie has been sitting here contemplating life for a while. It'd be nice to use her. That's a strong unit. Unless maybe... Oh, no, he's Hades, so there's no bolt. So, Yoshi seems like he's kind of behind military production. We can see he's stacking a lot of resources, almost like he wants to do like a semi-quick heroic, which really losing this mine isn't the end of the world, because there's actually a pretty good back gold mine for Yoshi if he wanted to do that. Oh, this house is 9 hit points. Just gotta stay away from the shoreline here. We do have 1 boat with 1 hit point too. And yeah, what is Yoshi doing? He's making some Herseer now, and an Ulsark. Would like to see more throwing axemen. Don't take food. And yeah, these hoplites kind of went in too far. We'll destroy the almost dead house. And now we see some Toxotes coming in. A lot of Toxotes here would be a problem for Yoshi. Oh, he's grabbing a second town center. That's an interesting choice. Ooh, yeah, you gotta stay back. I don't know if this town center is gonna help a whole lot. There's a restoration used here. It's kind of a weakish restoration. If you're Yoshii, you got to be happy about it. And Yoshii, like I said, he's got this glorious back gold mine. But the thing I don't like about grabbing this town center is Yoshii is going to be struggling here for food pretty quickly. And kind of wonder how he's going to keep unit production with the second town center, because if Ulysses plays this right, he'll just come here and sit on this hunt, and Yoshii will have a super hard time consistently making villagers from both town centers, to the point where, is this even worth it? Just depends if Ulysses finds, which he is now, he's scouting it. Ulysses is a very good player and knows to check and see if there's units on the hunt, which now he sees. He also does know about this back gold mine, but currently kind of just occupying his time killing these houses, which Yoshii probably would rather these units be killing the houses than sitting on the hunt, because these houses are only 40 wood, and Yoshii can kind of pretty easily rebuild them and not really care a whole lot. And he's trying to rush this wall up because Yoshii knows this is a very important position, and gets most of the walls up, but not all of them. And I question whether or not Yoshii has any units that can kill these Toxotes. But this is nice. The problem is it almost kind of will create a bit of a choke point for Ulysses to hide in. With the way walls are. Legend of Zelda. Oh, you're right, I do have that. Hold on. We'll fix this. Alright. Now it says the Titans. Yeah, this little delay on this hunt here. It's kind of giving Yoshii time to stabilize a little bit, and now he's... Oh, where'd the Valkyrie go? Okay, the Valk must have came home or died or something. And if Yoshii can get enough throwing axemen, potentially hold this position, but still just lack of food income here. And look at all of these boar. 7 boar, but he can't access it because he's on the defensive. And we've got a second Minotaur coming in, and these guys will be hard to kill because the Hersi are so slow that Toxotes will just pick them apart. And he's gonna try to get this last one down, or this first one down, and he might. Looks like he will, but now there's other Minotaurs in the back line of all the throwing axemen. But not quite enough units from Ulysses overall, so he'll fall back. Though, if you're Ulysses, you're still pretty happy with what happened there, because you're forcing Yoshii to make a lot of food-heavy units. Another Valkyrie comes out, some more Hersier, a third Valkyrie, which when you see these Valkyrie coming out, this tells you that the heroic age is not coming anytime soon. These villagers are going to attempt to sneak onto these boar. This dock does have quite a bit of line of sight. So there's a strong potential that these villagers will pop into line of sight as we see Ulysses grabbing now his third town center. And I was kind of looking at this, but there's actually a little bit of a danger of Ulysses losing this fight now. Ajax is almost dead, and the throwing axeman could really pretty easily target him down. And the Valk and 1 raiding cavalry will come up here, I would think. Is an upgraded Valkyrie, the Shield Maiden Valkyrie, which gives an extra 6 hack damage and heals units faster. So the extra 6 hack damage is very huge. But yeah, Yoshii, see, he's stuck in his base because of the fear of this aggression, and he's about to receive some very bad news in the form of this raid here on his units, and that's not good. because Yoshi needs to hunt, and so far he has not even noticed this. And it looks like he kind of has. He's sending his army up, but well, maybe he hasn't. It looks like his units are just slowly dying. Yeah, he noticed, but he didn't retreat his villagers. A lot of dead villagers here that he cannot afford to lose when he's behind a town center. Oh, that's not good. And now these units, yeah, they can just come in on the gold mine. Because, you know, there's no need to fight this. The damage is done, so retreat these units, come in with these units, and Yoshi's in a rough spot here in this first game. You can see he's got resources upon resources, but the wrong resources. He needs food, and he doesn't have that. And Ulysses is aging up. And Yoshi is stuck in this classical age, because he doesn't even have... He has 2 fish on food. He's got these dwarves over here hanging out. He's losing more dwarves courtesy of this raid. The throwing axemen are trying to come in to save the day, but they won't. And I would imagine as soon as Yoshi sees Ulysses hit heroic, yeah, there's nothing that he can do at this point. It's just too late. He's too far behind. There is the heroic age. Me and Lion comes out of the temple. And a really strong showing here in the game 1 for Ulysses. Pickaxe, hand axe, and plow. Does have purse sign for his fish. Yoshi is getting copper shields. It's currently popped because he can't really afford to... He doesn't want to get this town center because that's going to slow down his age up even more. And this is gonna be tough. I mean, there's nothing to raid up here. Ulysses has a few decisions as he rushed Mythic. We have Curse used on this army. And that's not good for Yoshi, who's still still looking for the extra 90 food to age up. And he has, except for these 2 almost dead Hearse here, he has nothing to kill like the Nemean Lion. These units are going to come chase, and they can just ignore the town center. What do they care? And the Toxotes really do well against the throwing axemen, who have to hide in the town center. It will probably take a very long time, though, for these units to kill the town center. Yoshi should be able to hold this. Oh yes, they are going to come up here on the villagers and kill some more villagers. We got a little bit of counter raid up here. The Valks will do well against the Lion because of all the extra damage they do. But losing more dwarves is not good. But Yoshi's doing a nice kind of job of some counter pressure here. He's sitting on top of this gold mine. 1 villager down. Scotty is coming up. I mean, if we see like a miracle frost to save the day, that would be awesome. And right now, these Valks are doing a lot of work on these villagers. Really nice micro from Yoshi. You got all these villagers chasing this one raiding cavalry. And looking really good. Chiron is shooting at this Valk that's getting pulled back. And a lot of dead villagers here. This is the kind of magic that Yoshi needs. But now there's just Chiron and 4 Valks. These Valks need to head on out. Otherwise, you're going to lose them all. I don't really know if you want to lose them all. Yeah, you lost kind of all of them in the end. Bit of a fight here. Nice little walls here from Yoshi to protect this. And he's going to try to grab this town center. This Nemean Lion has killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dwarves by himself. And we are up frost. If Yoshi could do like an aggressive frost here, like on this town center somehow, but oh, Ulysses is already Mythic Age. And here is the earthquake. And Yoshi's base, it was here, and now it's not. And Yoshi is now, look at him, he's at 180 of 45 population space. Like, he can't build any units. He's got a frost here to do something. He's building all of his houses this top part of the map, trying to get this town center. I think Yoshi's only hope here is like he buys his way to the Mythic Age and gets a Ragnarok that somehow destroys everything. And yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, he's building his market here. The problem is he's facing Hades, who fortified town centers without any extra upgrades have 4,200 hit points. And those aren't going to live for very long. I mean, those will live for a long time. The Ragnarok won't, and we have a resign there. Yoshii got kind of hammered here in game number 1. Just seemed a little bit stuck in between strategies where he was holding resources early, like he wanted to go heroic age and then grab the town center, and then was stuck in classical age for an incredibly long time. This is more of a strategical loss than like getting outplayed, so to speak. Ulysses just kind of went for the straight up, just punish, the aggression punish, and grabbing this town center just really didn't do that much for Yoshii. Would have been nice to get on this hunt. Maybe stay one town center and just get an earlier frost, and then, have some more aggression where you can control the map and get access to the hundreds of boar that are on this side of the map as an Odin. That would be awesome. But that's game 1 to Ulysses, who is the favorite, but Yoshii is really good too. We'll see. Moving on to game number 2. Ulysses switching over to Loki. So yeah, one of the parameters in this tournament is that when you win with a god, you can't use that god again. So Hades is out for Ulysses, but Ulysses can play a variety of different gods. To see him bring out the Loki second is a bit of a surprise to me. But yeah, because I would say his Zeus is his second best, or maybe his Uranus is. But with Yoshii going Odin, you probably don't want to do Uranus, because Odin does really well against Uranus. Zeus would have been a good pick, because Zeus into Odin is pretty solid. Yoshii is doing a little bit of stuff to where he doesn't have to make a ox cart later on for wood, so that's why he's not hunting yet. He'll gather his required wood for a house and then a temple, and then he will go to food. So now he has that, so now he can, save an ox cart. A little bit of a very, very fine build order here, just to save a little bit of time. And yes, Saruman, you did miss the first game. I'm sorry. I kind of rushed into this because I started a little bit late, and I don't want this to go too late, so I kind of jumped into it, and it didn't spend a lot of time in introduction and stuff. But yeah, this is game 2 of our quarterfinals in the MegaRandom tournament. This is the championship bracket, so these are your better 2 players. Ulysses would be one of the favorites to win. Yoshii, an underdog in this series, but not by much. He could win, but Ulysses is tough. And we do have this spy that we used by the Loki Herseer, or the Loki Skryling, got a spy down on these villagers. Nimo Noom, talking about a healing power that can resurrect dead units as a special ability. So yeah, obviously they changed that a little bit in the extended edition and made that, ooh, an aggressive Odin. It made that, I don't even know what he's called, a healing hero that can't attack. To me, I don't like it. It was kind of one of the things where the Greek kind of, they had that really strong army, but one of the things they couldn't do was that couldn't really heal them outside of restoration, though actually there is a temple of healing. And now let's give them this hero that can heal, and now it's not just an Egyptian kind of unique hero bonus, now it also belongs to the Greek. But that's a discussion for another time. But I do like this aggressive temple here at a very quick advance. We're going for about a 4-minute advance here. 4:05-ish. Does he do Undermine? Do we have a Heimdall? I like Heimdall in Norse Wars. Because if you use the Heimdall early enough, with the upgrades in the Voobly Balance patch, Heimdall... Hold on, I'm trying to... I don't think that fixed anything. Heimdall now does damage to buildings, and if you can get the Undermine does damage to buildings. If you can get the Undermine used during... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, he's busy. If you get the Heimdall Undermine used, as the buildings are going up, it will flatten them all. And with the Raven, that's really, you can spot where those buildings are going up. So it's not going to kill a fully built temple or a house. It does like a third damage. But if you use it on a partially built building, it gets all that bonus damage and will likely flatten the building. So we're seeing the Longhouse, very aggressive play here. Unfortunately, a very back gold mine. So can't pressure that. And Ulysses is coming forward and is now realizing he's been forward built on. So the question is, where does he build his base? Because he only has just one temple, so he's going to have to build some additional buildings somewhere. And it's just kind of hammering away at this house, but isn't going to do a whole lot. And already we can see Yoshii is well ahead in army production. I don't know if he can really produce units consistently from 3 buildings so early on. Guess we'll have to find out. Like, if he were to undermine this, the Longhouse would not go up. But he kind of missed that window. Yeah, Heimdall, the GP God Power could be a little bit stronger. The issue is, in some extent, in team games, if you stack up... Like, there was a time where Undermine did substantially more damage to buildings, but then what people were doing in team games were just doing triple Undermine and killing the town center at like 4 minutes. So that kind of prevents that, unfortunately. But one good thing, this map has almost no hunt. So one good thing that the Odin player has here is great hunt. Multiplies the available hunt on this map by quite a bit, because it looks like other than the starting pack of Gazelle, there's no additional hunt, which is really going to put a limit on a lot of Herseer production, which is what Yoshii needs to be scared of as the Odin, because once those Herseers start creating myth units, it can be really tough to get going against the Loki. Yoshii, with the fact that he advanced so much faster, should be a little bit more aggressive. Like, he would have won the first couple skirmishes, and now I'm not sure he does, because as soon as these Herseers start summoning their heroes, it's going to be hard. But these throwing X-Men get a little forward. You don't want them caught. Now, the troll in this situation, Lundberg, thank you for the host. For those of you just coming in, no spoilers. I know probably some of you would probably already know the results. So, no spoilers. I don't know what happened here. I'm a little bit behind on the times. And we are watching Yoshii versus Ulysses in the MegaRandom. Yeah, Tommy, that is something you could also do. But people don't do it. It's kind of weird. I don't know. And thank you for your compliment earlier about my playing. It could have gone better. Could have gone worse. But we got this little army dance here. And we can see now the armies are equal pop, even though Yoshii had more to begin with. And now equal population, and the Herseer, like, he's trying to bait a fight here. I don't know if he really wants to yet. You know, if Yoshii can wait until the fight is at full pop, that's good for him because the Herseer can't, the Loki Herseer can't summon myth units when they're at full population because there needs to be room for the myth units. But yeah, these Herseer, once they start spawning, units are really scary. He's throwing Axemen a little bit too far ahead. These Herseer got to be really careful that this army doesn't turn on them. Do they have Hall of Thanes? They don't yet. You know, if the Einerjar weren't moving with these throwing Axemen, he might have been able to pick them. How expensive are kids in the United States? It's a random question in the middle of this game. It depends on what insurance you have. As far as like having them in the hospital. It can vary. Raising them is something different too, but I don't know. But yeah, this is, see, not the Ulysses has the unit advantage here. I don't know what your insurance is, but I would say a kid is worth whatever price you have to pay. But if you're living on the street because you had a kid, maybe you don't want that. I don't know. It depends on insurance. As far as the hospital. Oh, you're an Aussie, free healthcare. Well then, what do you care? Just have a kid. Okay, here's an undermine just to get the temple down, and was used a little bit late. He's trying to kill this. This is kind of like a random undermine. Really accomplish a whole lot here. And I don't think Yoshii does not want to fight this. At this point, Yoshii probably wants to wait until heroic age, but he's now just idle. But yeah, this is a big fight here, and I'm not liking Yoshii's chances. He does have a little bit more pop, but as soon as these Herseer start spawning myth units, it's going to be tough for Yoshii. Just got to make sure Ulysses got to target down all the Herseer. Target all the Herseer. I don't know what he's targeting right now, but it's not Herseer. He's throwing at the Raven. Oh no, that's not good. The throwing Axemen were shooting at the Raven, and that makes the battle go very heavily in Yoshii's favor. And these Norse wars, they can be pretty snowbally, where as soon as one big fight happens and one side wins, it's like over. And Ulysses got his throwing Axemen all died, or I mean his Herseer all died while his throwing Axemen were shooting at the Raven. The Raven kind of takes he's kind of the MVP of that fight, and Yoshii won that fight super heavily. But probably wants to get on this gold mine. I mean, this is a super forward gold mine. I'll talk about a little more in between this game and the next. SHS 110. Yeah, Yoshii, he should know because he has to go to his second gold mine. Should know that Ulysses is on his second. Now, does Yoshii, he knows the gold mine's here, but being super defensive. And like these trolls, as long as the throwing Axemen can sit in front of the trolls will do a lot of damage. They're even upgraded hammer trolls. Ulysses does not quite have the pop he needs yet, though. And now the raiding cavalry are trying to come. But yeah, Yoshii missed a little bit of an opportunity. Still has the upper hand here. These Einerjar just make this attack so slow, and a little bit of awkwardness where these units are kind of separating from different sides. But the throwing Axemen are not protecting the trolls here at all. This is some bad army split by Ulysses, and the Herseer are all in on the trolls, and the throwing Axemen are way over here, and this is not good for the trolls. Not good. Got to keep them running or they'll all go down. And oh no, this is disaster again for Ulysses. Trolls are dead everywhere. And still so many throwing Axemen, and the Einerjar are coming in. And that's it. GG. Love me a short Norse war. really close heading into this fight, but definitely Yoshii out microed Ulysses in this initial fight, and again on this one too. I mean, the throwing action were not protecting the trolls, and this was a very, very quick win for Yoshii to tie the series back up. Well done by Yoshii. I love the Heimdall in Norse Wars. It's so good. Just you have to be able to follow up with some really early pressure. And the Odin here on a low hunt map like this does get an advantage over the Loki because can double the hunt that's on the map essentially for the Odin player. And we'll do a quick look at the post game. We can see this is just really due to the difference in hunt. That Yoshii is able to hunt so much longer than Ulysses. But yeah, the question, raising kids. I don't know if I have that set up, Ace Man. I know you want River Nile or Jotunheim. Some of these maps can be Jotunheimish. I never really, I don't know, raising them. I mean, to some extent you can figure it out. If you're doing baby formula or breast milk, leading into kids. I mean, I would say the most expensive is like the additional food. To get into it, like a lot of people spend way too much money in baby crap. Just get stuff. Don't buy stuff new. Go to like secondhand stores. You save so much money that way. But again, what I would say is kids are worth whatever expense. And in a way, kids are expensive as you make them. If you feel the need to buy them brand new crap, well, guess what? They're going to be super expensive. Otherwise, secondhand stuff is just as good at like half the price. And then the only thing you have to worry about really is just the food cost, which you should be able to kind of look that up and figure the food costs out. Formula's expensive though, so go for some breast milk. Chip in. The two of you can do that together. But yeah, kids are worth every dime. Hey, Ace Man's wife is newly pregnant. Congratulations. There are schools, but I mean, if you have public school, wouldn't that be essentially free other than supplies, which again, it depends how cool you want your kid to look. Yeah, your 4-year-old kid, does he need to have all the coolest crap or not? Or if you want to do private school, something to think about. But yeah, really, I mean, and it takes sacrifices, but like you'll have less free time, which should mean you'll save more money because you'll be doing less. Movie nights, they're gone. Going out to eat a lot, that's gone. But the kid is worth it. But the sacrifices, holding off on traveling. So the one thing I wish we would have done before we started having kids was travel a little bit more, because it is harder to travel with kids. Depending on the kid, some don't travel well at all. But kids are just worth every sacrifice. I mean, the joy you get. I mean, the holding your baby for the first time is just something special, and no amount of traveling or house owning will overcome that. And then just seeing them. That he feeds in your arms. Yes, he does, but even that is cool. Even that is cool. It's everything is just awesome. Just being able to experience it and see like your own little one grow up and learn, and you know they come out and they're just so stupid, and all they can do is just eat and poop and pee, and like the first time they do anything is like, oh my goodness, the baby just smiled. Um, and those experiences are worth everything. And at some point, you might be a little stir crazy and be like, I wish we could go somewhere, you know. But at the end of the day, the experiences you have with the kids are so much better than anything else. You could just make YouTube vids with them and get famous. Yeah, some of those parents that have those channels, it's just, it's a little sickening to some extent. To some extent, just the taking advantage of the children to make money just seems, there's just something seems wrong. Did my impression change? You're in your late 20s and kids sound annoying. Other people's kids are annoying. Um, your own kids, they can be annoying. Ask my wife, they drive her crazy. They drive me crazy sometimes, but the good times just far, far outweigh the bad. Like, for example, Camden had, he's my 7-year-old. We can pause for a minute, talk about life. Cam's my 7-year-old. Gonna be a bit crazy. But like today was his first soccer game of the fall. And man, he scored 4 goals. Four goals. His team fell behind 3-0. And then he scored 3 goals back to back right at the end of the first half. He scored 3 goals. And you know, just watching I don't care if he wins or loses. I really don't care if he does anything phenomenal. But like to watch him and see how happy he is at this stupid little success in 7-year-old soccer that he's scoring goals. Like, yeah, he may be annoying sometimes, but like something like that just completely, he can be annoying for 6 days, and then I get to watch him play and just be, you know, be so happy watching him enjoying the game. And you know, the first time he scored, he's like jumping and he's looking at me and mom and like to see, you know, if we're paying attention. Of course we were. And, you know, it's moments like that that just overcome all the annoyance that they may have. But handle tantrums and crying, especially publicly, do you ignore? Don't you never give them what they want. And in reality, okay, so kids, they'll always have some sort of. Kids aren't perfect, but the stereotype tantrum throwing kid in public, um, those problems all started at the home long before the tantrum throwing in public. You can't give in. But again, that all starts out at home. If you say, don't do this, Tommy, or this is going to happen, and then if Tommy does it and what you said doesn't happen, well, guess what? Tommy doesn't care what you're going to say is going to happen because it's not going to happen. So if Tommy decides to throw a temper tantrum out in public, Tommy knows he's going to get his way because it started at the home years before that. So generally, the kids you see throwing tantrums in public are ones that are probably not being raised the way that they should. I don't know if my kids have ever really thrown a tantrum in public. They've gotten upset, but they know that it's not going to get them what they want. But they haven't been nearly to the Walmart or the grocery store. I want the candy bar. And that's because it starts at the home. And the problem, Tommy, sorry, Tommy Jefferson. Yeah, screen times also are not good. We let them get some screen time. But you don't want to just plop the kid down in front of the screen for hours at an end. And it is such an easy trap to fall in because if the kids are happy at the screen time, well, guess what? Now mommy and daddy get to do whatever they want. So, you know, there's some There's nothing bad about it, but you also have to be careful. Like just sitting there watching YouTube video after YouTube video, like doesn't help at all. But there's some good to it too. But yeah, you never want to just plop your kid on this couch and say, Tommy, or let's use Billy. Billy, go just sit here and watch screen time for the next 3 hours. Like that's not good. And then you form a pretty early addiction. And guess what? Again, once if you started that pattern, how are you gonna turn it off? So minimize that as best as you can. But yeah, there's some good to it. Like watch instead of plopping them there and having them just brainlessly do nothing or something, brainlessly do it. Watch it with them. Um, do some songs with them on the YouTubes. Kind of the first gaming or computer time, screen time that they had was like games, like not just stupid games, but like educational games. And there's all sorts of stuff that you can get for that. But yeah, you don't want to. Again, that's the same thing as a temper tantrum. It starts at home. If you allow that to happen, guess what? It's going to become a problem because you've allowed it to happen. But yeah, that's lazy parenting. Is just sitting them down and letting them watch screen time for hours. And lazy parenting is kind of akin to bad parenting. And I'm not judging. Everybody raises kids different, but I've seen lazy parenting, and that's what that is for the most part. Anyway, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. But I do want to get into game 3 here, and possibly, we're having at least 4 games. There may be 5 games, maybe not. I always get a full set of 5, whether or not there are 5 games. But let's get into game 3, a little segue into children and raising. But yeah, children. The bottom line is children are worth everything that you can ever have. Children are awesome. But Don Hardy just hosted with 265 viewers. Thank you, Don. I imagine you guys are all coming from Age of Empires 4. A phenomenal game, but so is Age of Mythology as well, as we're getting to game 3 of our recorded games of this tournament match that happened about a week and a half ago between Ulysses and Yoshii, 2 of the best players in our small community. We just got done having a little bit of an intermission talking about kids and whether they're worth it. They are worth it. But we're back to some Age of Mythology, and we have Ulysses won the first game with Hades. And now we've got Loki for Yoshii, who won the second game as Odin. And switching over to another Norse god, Loki. And we've got Ulysses at the bottom, switching to Zeus. So Zeus versus Loki. Historically, this has gone in the Zeus's favor. But as players have kind of refined the gameplay over time, the Loki can keep up. The Norse can keep up with the Zeus nowadays. The key for the Loki, though, is the Loki has to have access and constant access to hunt. For that quicker food gathering rate, so that the Loki can get a ton of Herseer out and do a bunch of raiding. We have a Yoshii fan in chat. Alt Control TV, you're a bit of a DMer, right? And Yoshii played some deathmatch as well. Yeah, Yoshii all around is a very good player. Just maybe not quite that top tier skill that Ulysses has. So Yoshii the slight underdog, but still a very good player. And this map, which we're playing on MegaRandom, which is kind of a Age of Mythology has always had the unknown, which is MegaRandom, but the unknown is the maps are just not balanced. So within the last 6 months, we've had the MegaRandom get designed by a community member, Rebels Rising, and this is what we're playing this tournament on. It's MegaRandom every map, and what it exactly spawns is a little bit different every time. And this time we've got a pretty open land map with just gobs of hunt everywhere. We got 5 aurochs here. We've got elk hanging out with the bear up here. We've got caribou on the top. Caribou over here. More aurochs. More deer. The one downside with where all of this hunt spawned, though, there's no back hunt. There's really almost even no like safe like side hunt. It's all forward. So whoever gains map control here immediately will be in a very good position. And it is hard for the Loki to get some very early map control because the early Zeus heroes, along with Bolt, the god power, which immediately kills any unit, makes it really difficult for the Norse to get early aggression, as we see Yoshii coming to the hunt here. And there they have that. 6 villagers on food with a pretty quick advance. What did we see for an advance time actually here? It's about a 4:15 advance, which is a lot quicker than the Athena, which is going to be about a 4:30, which maybe slightly slower than what you'd like. Now, Yoshii has used Spy, which is his god power, which gives him line of sight of wherever this villager is. And Yoshii is coming in on the hunt here and attacking a deer first, just to get a little bit of favor generated before he reaches the classical age, and this attack goes from 2.4 to 8. 8.8, all of a sudden he has 8.8, but there's too many villagers here, so maybe not quite able to. He's wanting to get a myth spawn by killing the deer. And Ulysses, what does Ulysses do? Does he stay on this hunt? Where is his hero? Oh wow, he advanced before making a hero. Now, unlike Age of Empires 4, the villagers in Age of Mythology are pretty tough. They can kind of stand to fight back against these units a decent amount. But this is causing a lot of idle time. This is a lot of food that's not being gathered by Ulysses. We'll see the Bolt come in on one unit. Jason the hero comes in. We likely have Odysseus coming out, which is the second Greek hero who is an archer and is crazy good. 352 hit points. 8.8 damage from range. The Minotaur, of course, will die quickly to the Hersier, who are heroes. But yeah, these two heroes here just are able to defend against the early pressure. The troll is trying to pick off this villager. Oh, she had 6 hit points. The troll goes down. And yeah, the Hersier has to back off. And this is what makes Zeus so strong here, is once these two heroes, Jason and Odysseus, come out, it's so hard to push on the hunt. And then you kind of get this counter pressure now where all of these units can come in on the hunt. And the Greek has a restoration, which heals 30 hit points a second for 6 seconds. That's 180 hit points if you can't count. And that basically insta wins any sort of early fight, and now we see Yoshii has to back off of his hunt. And the question is, where does Yoshii gather more hunt from? Well, he doesn't, because now he's pushed off, and the Minotaur, oh, these units need to keep going. Yeah, keep running. 4.2 speed and 3.8. Yeah, the Minotaur does have more speed than these villagers. The Hersier trying to come in and save her. Oh no, she got path blocked by the Hersier. So the villager does go down in the end. And yeah, this is a tough spot to be in. And this is what makes Zeus so strong against the early Norse. Like, what do you do here as the Norse player? You're trying to get the raiding cavalry in on the Toxotes, is able to defend this, but the damage has been done. It's getting pushed off of hunt and getting pushed off of that really fast gather rate that hunt give. I would like to see these two Hersier. It looks like Yoshii, he does not have Hall of Thanes yet. Hall of Thanes, oh, he's made too many axemen. And Yoshii cannot get Hall of Thanes, which is a very good technology. It gives Hersier a lot more speed and enables them to dodge arrows. So we do have these two Hersier coming in. There are a couple low villagers. You could pick off this villager here. Well, don't attack the building. It's kind of like, hello, I'm attacking. And oh, nice pullback by Ulysses here. Oh, to save that villager. Really well done. And the villager lives. The raiding cavalry coming out as well. The only spot to hit is here. Everything else is walled up. The raiding cavalry could pick off another villager, potentially. Instead, turning on the units, that's not what you want to do. And that's a lot of hit points taken out of these raiding cavalry. And still, no villagers dead, but they're kind of roaming around, a little bit of idle time while they're coming over to the Aurochs. Hersier are running away. And still no access to hunt. Like, there is a little window here where Yoshii, if you really wanted to get bold and brave and impetuous, could try getting on this hunt, but it's just so risky because if he gets caught out, then he's kind of doomed. There is a chance of getting in on these villagers down here with the raiding cavalry. Oh, we've got the towers up, so maybe not now. Towers up. That's 300 resources put in onto the towers, and we can see they're actually at equal army size right now. 85 population for both. But Yoshii needs to build some houses because he's about to get housed even more. I guess if he loses units, maybe he won't be. But yeah, he's at 83 of 75 population because a house got killed. But yeah, he needs to build some houses. And oh, nice little raid here right as these units come running away. This is really well done by Yoshii. Maybe turn and run? Maybe kill 2 more villagers and then turn and run. No, oh, this is so good for Yoshii. So good. Killing 2 more villagers, a 3rd villager. That was the spied villager. But we've got a little bit of mayhem on the backside here, where Yoshii's losing buildings in his base, but killing villagers. As long as Yoshii keeps his army count up, should be alright. But yeah, he's housed for so long here. He's not been making villagers for probably about a minute. So actually, in a way, killing 3 villagers is the same as being housed for a whole minute, so he's kind of equal. And he's trying to panic build all these houses so like he can make buildings, or make units. But as he keeps building a house, another one gets destroyed, and it's not good. Like he's got 2 almost built houses, and you can see he's got all these resources built up now. But he is coming down to this hunt. So is hoping he can do that, but man, he would have loved to have not gotten a house there, because he could have so many more units right now. But that being housed for that amount of time was very costly. He's getting, like, he could have gotten medium upgrade while he was housed. And remember, we still have restoration for Ulysses, and he knows the units are down here on this gold mine, and this is really scary because the army is a little bit behind here. The units are coming in on the gold mine. There is room to run up this way. Trying to get us around on the Toxotes here. The raiding cavalry get a bonus against Toxotes, but the raiding cavalry are a little bit clunky to use. And oh no, these units are now going to come right down on the hunt. And you got some raiding cavalry on the Toxotes. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, nice actually just to kind of dodge all the arrows here. And the Hersier also can dodge all the arrows. And there's a restoration used, not at a super great time, for the Greek. Where Yoshii may be able to hold this, but at an expense of a lot of idle villagers. Like his economy behind this is, I mean, look at all these dwarves are just sitting around. The ox cart down here got destroyed, but he's actually ahead in army count. But taking some losses over here. These this army needs to come up here and collapse. Like, probably should have run this way to get like a surround on all these Toxotes. Come on, get up on the... Oh, he missed the block a little bit. Come run up this way. And now these Toxotes can kind of sit on top of this hill where they're decently protected. We do have Odysseus here. He needs to aim at the Valkyrie, but he's not. And this might end up going the way of Yoshii here. This Valk is doing a ton of damage. Yes, really nice hold by Yoshii. But look at the villager. As Yoshii pushes this army back, look at the villager difference. He is 15 villagers behind right now. Yoshii has to press the attack. He can't defend because he'll just fall so far behind. And we've got 2 Toxotes coming in, killing the ox cart, which is the drop-off point for the villagers. So that's really annoying. You have to run all the way up here. And what can happen now is Ulysses can just replenish all of his army really quickly, and Yoshii doesn't have the resources, so it's going to be a full pop fight again here pretty quickly. And Yoshi's going to start losing the war of attrition. Yoshii just has no economy right now. There's just nothing for him. Villagers are idle, tons of throwing axemen, but Yoshii legit is not gathering food like anywhere. A little bit of a raid. This will kill a few villagers, likely. This one is almost dead already. Oh, come on. There you go. He notices this one's, yep, there she goes, one shot and she's down. You know, Yoshii wins this fight. I don't know why he's retreating. Like, you don't want to lose more villagers and stuff. Just chase this army away. And the Valk trying to get in another kill. Alright. Nice little counterattack here. There's some very open villagers up here. The problem is Yoshii doesn't have like any units with speed. He's got just these and that's it. Otherwise, where is he gathering food from? And really these, oh, Yoshii doesn't. He knows there's a gold mine here, but he doesn't know about the hunt pack up in the top. I think, yeah, he's checking this hunt because he did not scout. Just missed scouting all of this hunt here, and this is the prize right here. But this bear, if he decided to get mad, could just one-hit this villager. And Ulysses is up Apollo, and Yoshii is like perma-stuck in the classical age with Ulysses an age ahead. This bear, I guess, doesn't want to fight. And Yoshii, see, he just lost too many units. And it looks like Yoshi's decided, yeah, I got gold, so I just need to gather a lot of food. And he's going to try to get on all these Aurochs. And we have the Pegasus flying forward to get a line of sight for... Uh-oh. Go lose some more villagers, maybe? No, stay back. Ulysses, oh, he's going to go up Mythic with Hera. So we're going to see a lightning storm in about a minute and a half coming on this army and these villagers. So all Ulysses is really trying to do here is keep Yoshi's army back defending. And he will come hop in here to kill some units. It's actually a nice underworld. I thought he would maybe just sit right here. So he chases these villagers off. So now he kind of can, really he can just kind of pop in and out of this underworld. Go here to here and pressure both spots at the same time. So actually really nice underworld. I don't know why he's running this way though. Oh, he's trying to get on the armory just because he can. This army of throwing axemen are coming. They don't realize that their doom is coming as soon as Hera finishes the age up, and we see lightning storm get cast on this position, which will, because the throwing axemen have so little pierce armor, which I believe lightning storm does pierce damage. These Herseer are going to get these throwing axemen are going to get absolutely shredded by lightning. And yeah, these units are 91%. The dwarves are kind of getting out of there. And oh, come on, use it. Here comes lightning. And there's the lightning storm. there was an army of throwing axemen, and that lightning storm just kind of depleted the whole thing. Um, and Yoshii has no economy, and he is aging up Bragi, but now he has no army to use flaming weapons on, so he's kind of done. He's done. He's cooked. That lightning storm was brutal. So brutal. And that is the GG. Well played by Ulysses, who did not give Yoshii an opening there. And that did not turn out well for Yoshii. And that just is kind of your classic Greek pounding the Norse into the ground. Where if the Norse can't keep access to the hunt, the Norse just falls behind, and then is behind aging up. See just the early difference in economy. Actually, Ulysses? No, this is a little bit fake. There's ways to kind of cheat the resource graph. But yeah, Ulysses, Norse needs to be ahead. And a lot of idle time there. Like, there was an opening for Yoshii where when he was raiding on these villagers here and was getting simultaneously pushed in his base, if Yoshii would not have been housed for like 2 minutes straight, he may have been able to take a fight here and win it. And then it's a completely different ball game, but that didn't happen. So in the end, it was kind of the classic Zeus pounding the Norse's head into the ground. What did I study in college? I studied criminal justice. Kind of wish I would have done something different, like, I don't know, like maybe a business degree or something. But I studied criminal justice. It's a 4-year degree. The downside is like law enforcement, which is what I went into. Really doesn't care what your degree is in. It doesn't have to be criminal justice. It can be anything. So I should have just done any degree would have been good enough. So should have done like a degree that would have been like something that could have been used in like a different area. Say I wanted to go somewhere else. So what am I doing? I am the police. Been doing that now for 11 years, though. Currently, I've been off of work for about a month and a half because I broke my ankle at work about, well, a month and a half ago. So I haven't been at work while I've been recovering. But actually, on Friday, 2 days ago, I was able to take I had a big old boot on my ankle. And I was able to take that off 2 days ago. No, yesterday. And so now I'm boot free, but now I'm going to have to do some physical therapy because along with the broken ankle, I tore some ligament. So we'll see. Pensive Corbett, thanks for the follow. And let's get into game number 4. Did I give Ulysses his win? I did. So game number 4, Yoshii up against a wall here. And needs to win 2 games in a row here. This map is looking a lot like our first map, but I did not see man, I got an itchy nose. I'm not picking my nose, it's just itchy. Very similar to the first map. Oh, it's not, though. Look at this. This is cool. This is a cool map spawn here. I'm really liking just what I'm seeing so far. I'm guessing there's going to be a pathway all the way around the edge. And then in this middle, you have this little choke point into like this middle battleground area where we've got a couple settlements. And yes, no thanks, that is correct. And Yoshii has switched over to set. Yoshii is not hunting, even though Yoshii has found hunt. I'm a little bit confused right now. I don't know if Yoshi's just trying to get enough food to make sure he doesn't have idle time, but he should just be coming up on this hunt and hunting it. I don't know why he's not. He knows it's here. Oh, it's okay. There is no path. It's blocked off on this side. There he goes. Why did he take so long? Interesting. And very late to get gold, too. This is a bit of a not so good start here. Because, yeah, you want to be getting some gold here pretty quickly. Because generally what you want to do is set. You don't see set a whole lot now in competitive play. Oh, there are a couple extra paths to the middle. But set wants to advance very quickly. Like, we're talking like 4 minutes and 15 seconds at the slowest. And just get control of the map. Grab town centers. And just take full control, get the population advantage, and just kind of keep the opponent in like a bit of a noose. You know, backed into a corner, not able to break out. Unfortunately for Yoshii, this map here did not spawn a lot of hunt. Because what you want to do with your priest, where is the priest? Right here. You want to be able to be converting animals, because that's that special ability is the priest can convert like the Gaia animals and can control them and then send them back and then eat them. So generally what you want to do is set is like steal your opponent's hunt. And get like a hunt advantage, but the hunt on this map is really low, which so Yoshii kind of lost the lottery, because generally the hunt on these maps are pretty high, and this is not high. So this is going to be a tougher matchup for the set here, because if the game goes late, it's definitely in the Poseidon's favor. Like, your way to win here as the set is to take a 4-2 town center advantage and hold that while eating tons of hunt. Problem is, there isn't that tons of hunt, so it's going to be super tough for Yoshii to do what he would want to do as a set player here. I'm going to have a very slow, like almost a 5-minute advance because of the start, which was pretty crummy. And yeah, Yoshii does have a very good set, but this is not a very good set map. Like, not at all. He converted a lion, and that's it. Want to get some Aurochs. There you go. So I miss micro on the villagers, too. The Poseidon here. Generally, what you do is just grab a second town center right away and kind of do some early Hippicon cavalry to do a little raiding, and then kind of rush from classical age to heroic age with a boom behind it, and then move from the heroic age into the mythic age, which is where Greek really shines with that early mythic age power spike. So likely that's what we'll see. We do see a second monument coming up for Yoshii. One thing that the set player can do is the Pharaoh, Bloodbiter 117, is able to like summon animals, which can be hunted, so they can change this hunt into a little bit better hunt for him. We have, Ulysses is grabbing the second town center here. That's pretty standard. And the set player looks like he'll be grabbing this town center. So kind of pretty similar strategies going into it. And no, I'm not an engineer. No. I enjoy my job. It can be depressing sometimes. But for the most part, I enjoy it. But there are some people are terrible sometimes. But whatever. Let's not focus on that. That's kind of the whole streaming thing is kind of my my end of the day relaxation. Though right now, since I've got my broken ankle, I kind of don't need to really unwind from work at all. But yeah, so we got the second town center grab. He should change to this rhinoceros. The town center can kind of help. Uh-oh. The rhinoceros is running the wrong way. There he goes. Now he's coming back. And And do you want to build a granary here or not? I don't know if you want to. Probably not. Yoshi's, we just saw him getting pickaxe. I would imagine the Poseidon will be getting hand axe and pickaxe soon as well. The bow of Artemis. Oh, yoinked by Hippolyta. We can see that Yoshii was training Hands of the Pharaoh to allow this priest to pick up that relic, and now stopped getting that research because now the relic has been yoinked by Hippolyta. This relic, if you don't know, it makes archers 15% cheaper, which over time that can be a decent amount of resources, especially for like a set that will be making likely a lot of chariot archers. Have them 15% cheaper would have been great, but was just a little bit too slow on getting that upgrade. Could have done it sooner, but didn't. And now does not get access to that relic. That's too bad. What was the other relic? The other relic is plus 15% building hit points. That is another good relic. So Ulysses has gotten a couple really nice relics here, which relics in Asian mythology are kind of like generally an extra like technology upgrade. And there are a variety of different things they can do, but you know, archers 15% cheaper. Yeah, it's kind of like just a technology, really. Buildings 15% more hit points. Yeah, it's just a building HP technology. And we did see that Yoshii spawned a lot of gazelles here so that he can continue hunting. When he reaches heroic age, he can now summon, or would be able to summon, giraffe, which have more hunt. And yes, he could have gotten that Hands of the Pharaoh sooner. I'm just wondering if maybe he did not realize that was what relic that was, to get that upgrade earlier. And the question is, what do you do here as the set? You gotta come out and grab a town center. He's almost up Nephthys, so the set here doesn't have any army. Is rushing up to heroic age, and like Yoshii has a choice here where he could potentially go to mythic age, which is what he's doing. I just don't know if the mythic age would give him much. If he goes Horus, that does give him access to Horus Spearmen, which are really strong against Poseidon, because Horus Spearmen do get that couple of Spearmen upgrades, which make them destroy the enemy cavalry. But blue, I mean, blue isn't really being too passive because you look at what is blue going to do. There's nothing that blue can do. Blue probably could also get a second town or a third town center here. Would maybe be the proper response to this. Because there's no aggression coming in, and might want to get it. Ooh, is making a transport ship. I like this. This is a play that, so this map kind of spawned to be pretty similar to like a watering hole. I mean, you can't gold raid here. There's a tower and houses galore. Could always put up more, but this really does not cost much. I mean, a dock that you'll probably build later anyway, and then 120 wood, 110 wood, and now can do a little bit of a surprise raid. People on EE saying MegaRandom is a noob map. Well, then people should be playing it on the EE. Yeah, well, that's what you get sometimes. It stinks because MegaRandom is nice. So yeah, here's your pressure. You wanted it. There it is. Kills a couple villagers, forces some idle time, forces a little bit of a wall here. Actually, there's Hippocon here. Well, there's the Scorpion Man. The Scorpion Man will come in and kind of solve this problem. And Ulysses notices the Scorpion Man's coming in, so these units will probably realize they've kind of done what they came to do, and will hop in the transport ship and come out. This town center is in water range. this one is as well. You thought you were being attacked. No, we're watching some Age of Mythology recorded games. Yeah, MegaRandom is an awesome thing. We do have Yoshii is now Mythic Age, which gets him access to even more hunt. The other thing to think about is the set is every time the set ages up, gets 5 animals from the temple, which is 5 more animals that can be hunted. And there's a lot of food in these animals here to continue this spearman production. Needs to get the Horus upgrade. It's very expensive, 400 food. But really needs to get that upgrade for the Horus spears. What is it? The greatest of 50, I think? That gives an extra 100% damage against cavalry. Yeah, greatest of 50. And the other thing not to forget is it upgrades a spearman hack armor as well, which is also really important when facing off against Hippocons. That one technology basically makes Hippocon obsolete. And Hippocon otherwise are like the strongest unit in the game. There's a curse here. See, the spearmen can't fight this until they have greatest of 50. Instead, he's getting Spear of the Horizon. The reason he's getting Spear of the Horizon is because Yoshii currently does not have the food he needs to get the greatest of 50 upgrade. So Spear of the Horizon instead, which is a great technology in its own right. Spears of the Horizon gives more hit points and more attack. Right here. 30% more hit points, 10% more hack damage, which is really good. We do have a Ceasefire. We still have Tornado. Kind of missing the opportunity to do a Tornado. The sooner you use it, the more damage you likely get. Grabbing this town center is... Now he's getting greatest of the 50. This is a very aggressive town center grab. The reason he's getting it is probably because he did not want Ulysses to use Ceasefire and grab the town center. Because Yoshii isn't going to be able to like fill the population. I mean, he's at 98 of 160 pop. Now we have Artemis coming in. For the Poseidon player, which Artemis can do some damage. That's Earthquake. So Earthquake will flatten something here. You really, I mean, if you're Yoshii, though, you don't mind if the Earthquake is used just to flatten a town center. That's fine. Because really, there's no good spot to use Earthquake. Would love to see fortified town centers, but Yoshii doesn't. Oh, he's got it. He's getting the upgrade, but it's not going to be up soon enough. But Yoshii is now probably should not fight this fight because he does not have the population. Really, maybe cast Ancestors here. Some really poor pathing. Like the Spearmen though do get hammered by the chariots. This is where maybe instead of this town center, build a Migdol somewhere, because until there are some chariot archers out, now the Toxotes will be super strong. And there's the Earthquake here. Kill the town center. Ooh, he might be able to push this with just this army. And Hippolyta will do some damage here. Trying to get the minions on the Toxotes. The Toxotes are really weak. And that's good. The Spearmen coming as well. They will hammer these. Oh, there's an art. Oh, the Chimera, though, will do so much damage. There's the upgraded town center, which will save this town center. But remember, this is in water range, and Ulysses is getting naval Oxbelles, which will allow siege ships to range this. And that's big. That is big. I like how Yoshii wants to eat these pigs. Because, yeah, Spearmen are great. Ooh, a little bit of... This happens when you try to cram too many villagers on one town center, or one gold mine. The villagers will kind of go idle because they can't do it. I don't know why Yoshii is pushing this. He really just kind of needs to stay back and stabilize, because Yoshii has to realize he does not have the economy right now to replenish a ton of spearmen. So fighting like this, I guess there's not very many archers here, are there? yeah, beyond this, now he needs to get out because there's no heroes right now. I mean, just 2 priests, they won't kill the... Oh, he's trying to get a tornado in on this. Before the fortified town center comes up, if fortified town center gets researched before the tornado knocks it down, the town center will stay up. Oh, it's going to, isn't it? Oh, so this will keep the town center living. This is why he should not have delayed the tornado. Without fortified town center coming up, just yeah. Fortified town center saves it because fortified town center gives it an extra 700 hit points, and this survived with 200. That's why you can't delay the tornado like that. I mean, yeah, there was a wall here, but he could have gotten some sort of line of sight sooner. And now we have the siege ships firing away at this town center. And this is not good for Yoshii, who's at 180 population space, but only has 122 in units right now. And once this town center goes down, we still have ceasefire. We still have shifting sands. Oh, the relic as well. How much did the relic get this? Oh, 420. So the relic in combination with the fortified town center saved it. Because, yeah, it wasn't Masons at all. It was the relic saved it as well. I thought he had Masons. I forgot he had that relic. Good thinking there, Cuddy. And, yeah, we've got the juggernauts here on this position. We'll take that town center down. Yoshii just needs to try to hold this. He still can. This Chimera is almost dead. Just needs chariots, though. The lack of chariots is a bit surprising. Kind of food economy upgrades. Only plow, only hand axe, only pickaxe. The eco upgrades are not good, whereas Ulysses has almost all of the economy upgrades. And now these archers on the spearmen that only have the first line will do so much damage here. Yeah, the lack of amygdala, only 300 food. Oh, the Chimera did not actually finish its special. This Rhino is pretty decent here with its 46% pierce armor. Will tank a decent amount of damage. The mercenaries are getting queued to the wrong spot. And these spearmen, they have to get out. This is not a fight you want to take. The spearmen are so expensive. Yeah, he stood there too long. If the mercenary cavalry would have been here, it would have been a little bit of a better fight to take. But, oh, and see, we've got double naval oxybellies, oxy juggernauts here on these water ponds, which is so rough. Trying to build up a fortress. Here comes another Chimera. Does so much damage. There's a chance that this town center is in range. I think it might be. And Yoshii is just not quite getting to that spot where he can stabilize, and is just so far behind in eco upgrades. He now has the second line of gold or food, but actually Yoshii is going to find himself gold blocked here pretty soon. He's coming to this gold mine, but he does not have the army to defend. The Chimera is going to come in and get a first round of roastage in on the villagers. Oh, come on. Just the attack. Oh, he's there. Oh, the splash damage. And yeah, pure spearmen. They work great, but you need some sort of chariots. And Yoshii is about at pop cap now, but this town center is going to get upgraded. And we do now have war barges, so we could potentially see the flip here. But yeah, missed out. Needed an earlier tornado. Needed to get through these walls sooner. I guess that's why he was attacking it. But yeah, but you don't even have to get through the walls. Imagine he makes a 50 gold dock, hops a couple units into a transport ship, and comes up here as soon as he reaches Mythic Age and just destroys the town center then. So definitely an opportunity lost. Could have just transport shipped across and instead got almost no value. And now we have double Chimera. You gotta get some upgraded heroes. He's even getting the Chimera upgrade, Flames of Typhon. What does that do? Let's see. Flames of Typhon, plus 30% hack damage, plus 20% hit points. And we've got 3 Chimera. Do we have even any priest upgrades? Don't have the Nephthys upgrades that make them do more damage. Oh, did not get that other attack in. But yeah, if these 3 Chimera come running in and use their special all at the same time, it's just so strong. Ooh, a little bit of a heavy Hetairoi pump out here. But they will do a ton of damage to this Migdol unit, our Migdol building. Finally, our first Migdol that's going to get pulverized by the Hetairoi. If the Spearmen can get in on the Hetairoi, though, they will really clean them up. Not a ton of armory upgrades. And the Hetairoi will clean up that. Now, Hetairoi are really good before the buildings get their hack armor upgrade. Yeah, there's this. How did they get over here? Was there a transport ship? Confused. Where's the transport ship? Yeah, you just can't control this water. These spearmen just came in and just got all roasted by the Chimera too. We kind of missed the Chimera roasting. The villagers are on the wood, and we can see the score lead is just enormous. Yoshii just has no economy. And Ulysses played this really well. It started out with some cavalry, but as soon as he started seeing all of these spearmen, just transitioned into archers, and that is the game. And Yoshii had some significant chance to win this in early Mythic Age, with just needed to use Tornado sooner, but was kind of prevented by this wall, and the whole transport ship shenanigans came way too late, and by the time he used Tornado, it was just a little too late. But I mean, even if he kills the town center at that point, it just gets rebuilt. You got to use it sooner rather than later. And all the spearmen he made, all the resources he put into the technologies, just never really benefited him. Because by the time he got all these spearmen going was when the transition was made to Toxotes, and without any like chariots to pick the Toxotes from range, the spearmen just got all killed. And if we look at the kill-death ratio, it's not good. Not good. 173 killed, 114 lost. Fast H-up time, 11:10. If you would have gotten a tornado out at that time, would have been good. His economy, you can see if the Egyptian is caught up to the Greek at this time period, that's really good as the Egyptian. The problem is in this time here where Yoshii had the advantage, didn't use Tornado. Finally, when he used it, it gave him no value. Oh, he shifted units over there. Like, he could have even used Shift. Just use Shift to get vision. You know, that's okay. Use Shift to do an aggressive play. In the end, Yoshii didn't make the plays he needed to play, or needed to make. And that gives Ulysses the series victory. So Ulysses does move on to the semifinals of the tournament. And Yoshii, kind of a disappointing performance here in this series. I don't know if he really could have played a whole lot differently to win the other 2 games that he lost. But this was one that Yoshii could have won this with just a little bit better. A really good macro to get to the position he was in early Mythic Age, but then just did nothing. With the map control and the advantage he had. And then the earthquake on one town center, the siege ships on the other town center, and that kind of eliminated what Yoshii had gained, and Ulysses won. So well done to Ulysses. Everyone's favorite and probably only Age Mythology player from Chile moves on to the semifinals in Yoshii. He's done. Cooked, literally cooked by these Chimera tyrants. They're so strong too. Nice series. All short games, but kind of interesting little games where you can kind of see the difference in how the players played and what kind of led to the wins and losses. But man, I still got 146 viewers, but they sure are quiet. I put everybody to sleep on this late Saturday night. But speaking of sleep, where can you see the bracket? So if you see the bracket, keep in mind it's ahead of where I'm at. Um, I will give you the invite. So this tournament is being run in BoIt. BoIt is kind of the most prominent Age Mythology like content producer. If you check out what is this channel on YouTube, BoIt TV, BoIt TV. Um, he's casting all of these games, and he does a really phenomenal job. Let me get an invite link. Um, Copy. Oh, where's the bracket? So this is the Discord for the tournament. The bracket is there's two brackets. There's an upper bracket, which is where because originally it started as a group stage. So this will be spoilers. This is the upper bracket, which I believe in the semifinals, but maybe some of the semifinals were already played. I am not sure. This is the upper bracket there in the chat. The bracket for the 2v2 tournament, which you would have seen maybe me and Rifang and I playing the other day. I have that bracket as well. That's a 2v2 tournament, and that is the 2v2 bracket. You can see that there. So yeah, boy, this is a really fun tournament. There's two brackets though in the tournament for the MegaRandom. You have the upper bracket, which is the players that were top two of each group in the group stage, and then there's a lower bracket for players that were in the bottom two. Um, in group stage, which I fell into that category. And I've had some success in the lower bracket. Won a few series, and I'm not quite done yet. Hopefully, I'll get another series in the lower bracket. But that's going to be it for tonight. It's almost 11 o'clock for me. I hope you all enjoyed watching a little bit of Age of Mythology. I know probably a handful of you still sticking around, or maybe a lot of you are from Age of Empires 4 and maybe you had no idea quite what you were watching, but it was Age of Mythology. Um, I'm trying to find somebody to send you guys to. I'll just send you over to another Age of Mythology streamer. Um, if you enjoyed me, obviously, come again. Usually I'm playing Age of Mythology. Occasionally it's something else, but that's not very often. Mostly Age of Mythology. But I'm going to be on a trip for a few days, so I won't be around for a few days. So don't get lonely. I'll be back. Don't worry. Daddy always comes back. So thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. One of the things I like to say, yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, this is one you have the most control over, is stay happy. Try to stay happy. Makes everything better. Um, I know there's some talk earlier about kids. If anybody in chat wants some more information about kids and advice, I wouldn't say I'm the expert. I mean, I only have two kids, but I guess that's probably more information than people that don't have kids. Feel free to send me a message or whatever. Um, you have one kid and you like it. Well, that's good. Thanks for watching.